So we're asked to graph this absolute value function. And there's a couple ways you can look at this. This is actually, we could do the transformation thing if we needed to. Remember that y equals a times the quantity or absolute value of x minus h plus k. Where a is like, a is almost like the slope in this case. It's one way to look at it. It's actually the positive and negative of the slope. The vertex occurs, that's the corner of the V, at h comma k. You guys remember all that stuff? And then there's some other stuff too. H shifts it left or right. K shifts it up or down, depending on positive or negative. Don't forget that the formula has the negative here. But at the end of the day, we're graphing it. So if you could just write down what h and k is, and you put it in Desmos, you should get the graph part right? So it's not written down, but there's a 1 in front of this thing. So then a equals 1. H equals 0 because there's nothing there, and then k equals a positive 1. So it's going to go up. And my vertex then would be 0, comma 1, right? H comma k. And the slope is going to be positive 1 going one way and negative 1 coming the other way. And we'll look at that in a second. Now, what do? Graph it. So when I graph it in Desmos, I'm just going to say y equals, actually we're going to put the table of values too, which is kind of fun. So be sure that when you plug it into Desmos, you say f of x, right? Put it in the parentheses like this, equals, ABS is how you do absolute value, right? X, close the parentheses, plus what?
1.
What's that? Now my thing looks weird, so I was using this in trig, so let me change this a little bit. Right, we like to go from 10 to negative 10 on all this stuff, right? Negative 10 to 10, that's our standard zoom. All right. So I'm going to take a screenshot of that. So the worst case scenario, I know how to graph this because I can put it in Desmos. But we're going to do something extra. So I forgot to mention this before we got started. If you guys want, there's graph paper back there and rulers. We are going to do so. Oh wait, the packet has the graphs already on there, right? All right, so find the one that looks like this. Yeah, it's probably B, right? So on your paper, that's going to be B. And of course, this is the vertex, but I do want you to label this on the graph. So remember, this is the vertex, which is 0, comma 1. And then the rise over run, if you look on the graph, you do go up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. So you would say slope equals 1 over 1. And then over here, what do? Same thing the opposite direction. The slope on this side of the line is negative 1. and then K shifts it up 1 unit. So just kind of jot all that stuff in there. H shifts it left or right, but it doesn't shift it at all because H is 0. Does that make sense?